Okay, the first time I heard about Tanya was I had a sister-in-law who is a personal trainer in North Carolina, and she didn't really like where I was going, so she brought me down here for a consultation. And that was like many, many, many years ago, like when Tanya was kind of first here. And at that time, I didn't make the move. I was fine with where I was at. But then, over the years, I've always kind of followed her, because after I met her, I just kind of followed her on the webpage and different things, and just kind of every now and then would look her up. So I happened to fall in April of 2015, and so when after I was through all the physical therapy and everything from that, and I wasn't making any progress, and I got to the point of total frustration, she was one of the first people that came into mind. At that time, yes, I saw many doctors because I happened to trip and fall, and I broke my left wrist and really racked up my right shoulder, so I ended up in surgery for both of those. So I had many months where I wasn't doing much of anything. So yes, I saw many doctors, and after my surgeries, I was in physical therapy for a while with my shoulder, and I got to a certain point, and I made no progress after that, as far as getting strength and being able to get complete movement back in that shoulder. And I was in pain for many months after that, just under rehab and stuff. And so it was like when you went to do something, you would have pain. So off and on, I was in pain when I came to see Tanya when I would do something. I wouldn't say I was in pain all the time. It was not a constant pain. It was like basically my shoulder, I could do certain things, but I couldn't live a normal life with it at that point because I couldn't move it the way I needed to move it, and it didn't have any strength. And then I also had knee issues because I had been laid up so long, and I've also torn an ACL back in my 20s and never had it fixed. So I've always had knee issues, and so those were getting worse because I hadn't been able to do as much as I had normally done. And I couldn't fix them on my own, which I'd always done. So I feel great. That's all I can say. It's 100% turnaround. I can live my life the way I want to. So anyway, back to real life here. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and it is totally awesome. So yes, I've had experiences with personal training before, but I have to say none of them quite equate to what I'm doing now. So I will say I have learned so much more, because basically when I was doing personal training before, it was like I'd go through the movements, and now it's like I now know where to feel my muscles coming in and how to know if I'm using the right muscles. And so Tanya has taught me what the movement is supposed to do, and that the fact that if my knees hurt, it may not be my knees that are causing that. It might be clear down to my toes, and you got to work all your way up. And so I've learned to actually feel what I'm doing. And I just love it. And she kind of goes through steps. She always asks you, how you doing, what's hurting, what's feeling good, whatever. And if an issue arises, she has been able to take care of that issue at that point in time and give me ideas and tools to help that. So when I'm working out at home, I can look in my mirror and I can actually see definition and the actual muscles moving. And I mean, I've worked out off and on all my life, and I've never seen that or felt that. So yes, higher than my expectations. So I would say I didn't know what the IMS was. And so I came in here not really knowing, and I have to say there were a couple times where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, whatever. But it was like Tanya took you through it, and it was like every week you improved, and she'd just like add an exercise that you'd go home and work on. So you can go home, you can work on it. You immediately saw the results. I mean, it was like my body, I thought, my knees were bad, my shoulder needed help, but really my whole body was toast. And so she kind of started at my feet and worked all the way up. And it was gradual. It's not a quick fix, which I'm all into that because I'm totally into the journey of a lifetime thing. The other thing I would just say is if you are getting up in the morning and just not doing what you want to do, being able to do what you want to do, I said, call Tanya, because I tell you, I can bounce out of bed. I get up. I don't get up for anybody early. and I get up at 4:30 to be here at 6 o'clock. So that's saying something, because I'm pretty lazy in the morning. So I just say do it. Virtually, I had let myself go into this flow where I had accepted the level of health I was at, and I was doing stuff, but was not doing near what I could be doing or wanted to do. I ride horses, and after my shoulder and wrist injuries, I couldn't throw my saddle up on my horse. So I was going, okay, so if I want to ride, I had to call my husband and say, can you come help me saddle my horse? Well, that is not cool. I was like going, because I'd go out and ride when he wasn't home. I couldn't do that anymore. So my life is completely changed. I can go out, throw my saddle on my horse. I'm back to doing more than I've done in years. So totally transformed it. My quality of life is 1,000% better.